This is the Friday, August 26th edition of the Carolina Weather Video. Meteorologist Matthew East here with you, here in the Weather on the Ones Forecast Center this morning. Let's take a look here at, first of all, back this morning during the 5 o'clock hour. Look here at a couple of the web cameras across the state of North Carolina. Avalon Pier webcam on the left, Beach Mountain Parkway camera, courtesy of resortcams.com on the right. The temperature atop Beach Mountain 67 at 76 at Kill Devil Hills. A lot of heat, humidity back in place across the southeast. Yesterday, 97 in Memphis for the high, 94 in Knoxville, even up in Louisville, 93. Columbia hit 95. It was 94 in Charlotte and Greensboro and Fayetteville rather. Greensboro 91, Raleigh at 92. Even 80s back in place across the mountains. All the Triad viewing area, lower 90s yesterday. A lot of the Charlotte viewing area up into the mid 90s yesterday afternoon. 93 in Gastonia, Monroe, 92 in Albemarle. And it's going to be even a little bit hotter today in some spots. In fact, here's the temperatures as I cut the video during the 5 o'clock hour in relation to yesterday. We are warmer in most spots, and so there are those 5 o'clock hour temperatures well into the 70s. Dew points have returned to the lower 70s in many spots across the region as this high humidity air mass is now back in place after a nice respite from the heat and humidity earlier in the week. Now back to the muggy stuff. Yesterday we had a few isolated showers and thunderstorms out there through the northwestern part of the state. That was about it. I think the rain chances today very, very limited. It's quiet on the radar across the Carolinas now and really most of the southeast, continuing to have a quiet radar this morning. Still have some areas of showers and storms along a cold front to the north that will only play a minor role in our weather over the weekend. All right, more on that in a moment. Let's check the tropics here. Still have the tropical wave moving through the northern Caribbean Sea. Really looking pretty paltry this morning. Gaston out in the Atlantic Ocean became a hurricane, back down to a tropical storm. There's the 5 a.m. advisory on Gaston. 65 mile per hour sustained winds, located about 1,200 miles east-southeast of Bermuda. And we're going to see Gaston probably become a hurricane again, but it will stay east of Bermuda and out to sea. There it goes, curving back out to sea, and that'll be it for Gaston. Now, again, the tropical wave of the northern Caribbean not looking healthy at all. It's been battling some dry air, a lot of land areas, and it just doesn't look good. Now, the general motion on this is to the northwest, and it's not unanimous here by any means, but a lot of the modeling takes this into the eastern Gulf of Mexico in some capacity. And I think it's really not going to have any opportunity to develop at all until it gets over here into the eastern Gulf of Mexico. We'll see what can happen at that point. More on that coming up here in just a couple of moments. All right, today back to our weather. A few isolated showers and thunderstorms a possibility. It will be a hot day. Here's our highs here for our Friday afternoon. Hot and very, very muggy, too. In fact, we add the humidity values into the equation. We're looking at heat index values, upper 90s to lower 100s in many spots across the region today. And again, an isolated shower or storm can't be ruled out, but the majority of us today are going to be rain-free. That's the high-resolution modeling perspective on things this afternoon. Tomorrow, a little better chance of a few afternoon storms. They're still going to be pretty widely separated, and it's still going to be a hot day. There's your Saturday highs, and then as we get on into Sunday, again, can't rule out a late day storm, mainly in southern North Carolina and South Carolina, and it still will be a fairly hot weather setup for Sunday. All right, let's take a peek at what's going on here. We'll start off with the upper levels. This is the European model today. There's the ridge centered right overhead. And then as we get out into Monday, you notice this weakness in the ridge. That's what allows, on the European model, whatever can develop out of that tropical wave to move northward. Let me show you the European. This is Monday night and then out to Tuesday night. And actually tries to move a very weak low pressure off the coast of Florida on the Atlantic side and then off the Carolina coast. On the other hand, here's a look at the Hurricane Wharf model, and I still at this point am favoring this getting into the Gulf of Mexico. Hurricane Wharf strengthens this up rather to a pretty decent hurricane there in the eastern Gulf of Mexico. All right, and let me show you the Canadian perspective on this. Let's see, well, it's going to be a little tough to see due to the scaling of our image cropping here, but there it is in South Florida. This is Sunday. There it goes toward the western part of the Florida Panhandle region on Tuesday. And then from there it goes up into Georgia and the Carolinas Thursday of next week, and then curving east from there Thursday night into Friday. GFS computer model today looking relatively quiet. There's your better chance of a few isolated storms tomorrow. We get out to, let's see, here's Sunday right there. There's Monday, there's Tuesday, there's Wednesday, and finally by Thursday you have a little better chance of a few showers and storms there on the GFS. But it's all going to depend on and you notice the GFS, by the way, brings that very weak low pressure to Louisiana. So again, I still favor an idea. One final model here. This is the NavGem model, and it actually takes a very weak low all the way over to Texas. So there's, again, a big spread, but I think the bottom line is this stays an ill-defined system over the next day or so, and probably gets into the eastern Gulf of Mexico, and that's when the window of opportunity would begin to open for any organization and developing of that system, tropically speaking. So, again, there's a lot of moving pieces with this, and it certainly is not an overly impressive looking system at all. As I cut the video this morning, we'll have to see if it can kind of get its act together in coming days once it gets away from those Caribbean land areas. All right, that is it for today's edition of the Carolina Weather Video. Thank you for watching. Hey, everybody, have a great weekend, and God bless.